the subject digital and social media marketing. Today we'll discuss about unit 1. Okay, the first is online market analysis. Online market analysis has been divided into two. One is micro environmental factors and the second is macro environmental factors. So micro environmental factors, it has got four subdivisions: suppliers, competitors, intermediaries and customers. So let's understand one by one what is suppliers. So suppliers are in charge of delivering the goods that the company need to carry out their business activity. So there is a perfect example. What I can tell is, okay, Alibaba. Okay, it's as we know that Alibaba is worldwide one of the biggest online supplier ever. Okay, they provide with a really manufacturing low cost with a huge range of products to choose from. Okay, so that's all about suppliers. The second is competitors. The competitor of an organization can have a direct impact on the business strategies. Okay, as the organization must know how to be competitive analysis, and the competitors have a competitive advantage. Okay, here now let's understand. As we say this, an organization must understand what value-added services their competitor is providing, or a unique selling point to their competitors. Now, how can they differentiate from their competitors? What are the benefits of the company can offer to the customers, which competitors does not offer? Okay, when we talk about this, now we can take a best example of online competitors with regard to food delivery. Okay, Zomato and Swiggy, they come up with a variety of strategies to deliver the products to the customers. Okay, that's the best example to understand about the competitors with regard to micro environmental factors. Okay, then comes intermediaries. Please note, students, intermediaries is also known as distribution intermediaries, marketing intermediaries, or middlemen. These people are extremely crucial. This is an extremely crucial element of the company's product distribution channel. Now let's understand, that's the key point. What you got to remember is, without intermediaries it would be difficult for the business to function. Okay, this is because intermediaries are external group individuals or business that make it possible for the company to deliver their products. Okay, now take an example of intermediaries. If you are planning to sell a car, okay, the best online platform would be cars24.com. They have made your life very simple. Within a day you can go to them and get your car checked, and you can sell it to the customers if you are happy about the price. You need not wait for months together as it would happen in traditional market earlier. The next is customers. Customers are the central part of any business, as they tend to attract and retain most of the customers and generate revenue. Okay, so therefore organization must adopt a marketing strategy that attracts the potential customers. Always a marketer tries to retain the customers, as we always consider customer to be the god, okay, or a king. Okay, so that's very much required. Now coming to macro environmental factors. Now, what is macro environmental factors? It has been divided under four subdivisions: social, technological, legal or political, and economic. Okay. Now, social, whenever there is a business, then there will be some social barriers for the business. Okay. Now, social barriers to internet adoption. Let's understand this. Okay. Social barriers can sometimes be contributing factor for adoption of internet, and thus in the penetration of digital marketing in certain areas to certain demographics. Okay. Now let's take an example of McKinsey and Company reports about 75% of online population is concentrated in 20 countries. Okay. So this is one of the best example. McKinsey, what they have given, the report about 75% of offline population is concentrated in 20 countries. Okay. So rest what we can see is why this is happening disproportionately in the rural areas, low income, elderly or illiterate and female. Okay, countries like Bangladesh or Nigeria, Pakistan are example of the places where internet access is really low. Okay, that's the biggest problem with regard to social. For this section, the population internet adoption is considerably very difficult to get into the online business over here. Okay, then the second is technological. Technological is a major contributor for daily operation of the company. Okay, when it comes to digital environment, a major issue for the companies can be constant need for adoption. Okay, now deepening into the company, different social media would be more suitable than others. Okay, so technological, as the technology goes on changing, okay, Now take an example of this technology has made our life so simple. Take an example of Twitter. Okay, Twitter versus Instagram. If you take this as an example, a company needs to establish which type to focus on what to avoid depending on the money, time and resources. It is critical for the company to use the appropriate social media tool for their full potential. Okay, so this is one of the easy example to understand. Or let's take one more example. A company that wants to do a video marketing needs to do needs a digital camera, lights, audio recording equipment and expertise to use it, or must pay a studio to handle the video editing and recording. So the technology plays a very important role in macro environmental factors as well. Then next is legal, political factor. Now, ethics and laws are closely related. Okay, so the difference between ethics and laws is that ethics takes place into account and concerns of the society as a whole. Modern technology poses challenges to marketing ethics. Okay, now take an example of critical issues include ownership of intellectual property rights, the role of privacy. That's the best example. Okay, role of privacy in a virtual world. Okay, or else take one more example, like cookies are often used in e-commerce. That's an easy way to remember, legal or political. Then comes economic. Economies differ from one to other. Okay, one country may be suffering at the time of depression, whereas circulation of money is low, and the other experiencing at the time of boom. Okay, this will be resulting in the effect of the companies competing in the market. Okay, as a result, there have been move away from the targeting developing countries that develop economies where GDP is higher than the market educated customer. Okay, so that's all about micro and macro environment. Okay, now let's understand e-marketing plan. In e-marketing plan, the first is creating an e-marketing plan. Okay, so how an e-marketing plan is created? Okay, the e-marketing plan is normally part of organization overall marketing plan, flowing from the overall goals and strategies. Okay, for the better understand, let's look at this diagram, students. Okay, we call it as, in short, we call it as ESP. Okay, ESP, when I say E stands for environment, S stands for strategy, and P stands for performance. Okay, now let's understand this diagram, the flow, very easily. Okay, how it goes. Okay, so basically it starts with the business environment. Okay, where legal, then ethical, technological, competitive, market related and other environmental factors external to the company create both opportunities and threats. Okay, now how it happens? Okay, opportunities and threats. If you see over here in the diagram, there is a sort of funnel, you can see over there. Okay, the funnel which comes to the e-business strategy, later part we will be understanding that, but let's understand what is the sort: strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Okay, what it does is analyzes to discover what the strengths and weaknesses they have to deploy against threats and opportunities, leading to e-business and e-marketing strategies. Okay, now when we say this, organizations select e-business models and then marketers formulate strategy and create marketing plans that will help the firm to accomplish their overall goals. Okay, so with the help of SWOT analysis, they can build a e-business strategy. Okay, and they can come up with a e-marketing plan. Okay, and e-marketing mix with the CRM. Okay, they always, if you see the arrow marks pointing towards e-marketing plan and e-marketing strategy, that e-marketing plan is been pointing towards e-marketing strategy and e-marketing CRM, e-marketing mix CRM as well. And the last here is the final step is to determine the success. Okay, the final step is always to determine the success of the strategies and the plans by measuring the results. How the success can be done? By measuring the result, which we call it as performance matrices. Okay, performance matrices are specific measures designed to evaluate the effectiveness and the efficiency of the business and the e-marketing opportunities. So that's what we call it as ESP, environment, strategy, performance. Okay, model just an easy a brick and the mortar business process by removing few E's. Okay, so that's a easy way to understand ESP. Now let's understand 7-step e-marketing plan. Many times it appears in the paper. Okay, there are exactly 7 steps. Let's understand one by one. First is situational analysis. What is situational analysis? Review the firm environmental and SWOT analysis. Okay, review the existing marketing plan and other information that can be obtained about the company and its brand. Okay, here we can review about the company's information obtained and about its brand. Okay, and the firm's e-business objectives, strategies, performance matrices, everything is done in the situation analysis. Okay, the second is e-marketing strategic planning. Here what happens, students, determine the fit between the organization and the strategic planning changing marketing opportunities. Perform marketing opportunity analysis, demand and supply analysis, and segmentation analysis. So there are something called as tier 1 strategies, which we called as a STP, segmentation, targeting, positioning. There is something called as differentiation as well in e-marketing planning strategies. Okay, then comes objectives. Each and every company has an objective. In the same way, in the 7 step of e-marketing plan, there is something called as objective. What it does is identify the general goals flowing from e-business strategy. Okay, then e-marketing strategy. What it does, what we have got to check over here is identify the revenue streams suggested by e-business model. This here we are going to talk about tier 2 strategies. Okay, in the first part in the e-marketing strategic planning, we spoke about tier 1 strategies. Here we are going to speak about tier 2 strategies. What it basically does is design the basic overview, value, distribution, communication, and market partner relationship management strategies to create an competitive edge. Okay, basically what it does is modify objectives as warranted. Clear? Now coming to this, something called as the fifth part is implementation plan. Once all these 4 steps are done till e-marketing strategy, the next is implementation plan. Design e-marketing mix tactics. How it is done? Product or service offering, then price valuation, distribution or supply chain, integrated communication mix, which we call it as IMC. Okay, or now take an explanation, taken view about design relationship management tactics or design information gathering tactics or design organization structures for implementing the plan. Okay, this can be done. Then the next is budget. Okay, in the 7 steps marketing plan, okay, budget plays a very important role. What it does is it forecasts the revenues and evaluate the cost to reach the goals. Whenever a company plans about something to spend, so it has to forecast the revenues and evaluate the cost to reach the goal. Okay, simply you cannot come up with the goals, you got to evaluate the cost in order for that. And the last step is evaluation the plan. Okay, identify an appropriate performance matrix. Once everything is done, you got to evaluate the plan, only then you can go ahead for the implementation of this. Okay, clear? Okay, now let's understand e-marketing environment in this overview of global e-marketing issues. What are the issues, overview global issues? Okay, the first is country and market opportunity analysis. Okay, now let's understand this with the help of example. In 2004, Amazon entered Chinese market through acquisition of popular online bookstore Joyo.com. So that is something easy way to understand how the opportunity was made the best, how Amazon made the best use of the opportunity, country and market opportunity analysis. Second is technological readiness influences marketing. Okay, now take an example of telemarketing. That's the best example of technological readiness. Okay, then wireless internet access, mobile phone users, then smartphone users. This is our best example for wireless internet access. Then the digital divide. When I say digital divide, here we can understand the gap between the urban and the rural market internet users. So that's what we are going to check, the gap, the divide, the digital is being divided. So we call it as digital divide. Then the next is ethical and legal issues. Okay, when we talk about ethical and legal issues, the first part is privacy. May be defined as a claim of an individual, group or institution to determine when and how to extend the information about its communicated to others. Okay, now take an example of emails, then messages, online transaction and online shopping. Okay, so privacy can be defined at the right to let alone. Okay, so privacy, take an example of email as discussed, email, messages, online transaction and online shopping. Then comes digital property. A primary function of the law is to define ownership. Okay, but it is constantly being challenged by the nature of digital technology. Okay, now it has been divided into the basic, there are 3 basic mechanisms, students, in digital property. One is patent, then trademark and copyrights. Okay, patent, as we know, it is a set of exclusive rights granted by a state, okay, or an intergovernmental organization to an inventor, okay, for the limited period of time in the exchange of detailed public disclosure of an invention. Now take one example, the best example would be software patents. That's the easy way to remember. Then the second is trademark. As we know, trademark, a symbol or a word or words legally registered or established by the use of representing a company or a product. Okay, best example would be logo. Take an example of logo. And the third is copyright. It is a form of intellectual property protection provided by the creators of the original works. Okay, that's the key point. Copyright protection is available for original works of authorship that are fixed in a tangible form, whether published or unpublished. Okay, take an example of RAM, the Intel processor, or as my computer programs. Okay, that's all about the three basic mechanism. Then comes online expression. Okay, now this online expression, when we talk about online expression, the internet has allowed individuals to express themselves freely, as well as given them an opportunity to reach and join a wider audience. Okay, this has fostered the sharing of innovative ideas and interest. Okay. There are many issues, students. The online expression results in the spam and other related issues. These issues are described here. Okay, now it has been divided under spams, then content risk, contact risk, information and security risk. Now spam, when we say this spam, okay, now and in an email, spam also known as unsolicited bulk email, okay, bulk email or junk mail, okay, what we call it as UC, unsolicited commercial email. Okay, that's how we are talking about spams, as we are aware of it. We have discussed many times in the class as well. Then comes content risk. Content risk, take an example of illegal content, what has been uploading in the online. Okay, that's we call it as the best example is illegal content. Then comes contact risk. When I say contact risk, online chats, the best example is online chats, which is contact risk. Then information security risk, like malware, the best example would be malware. Okay, so that's all about overview of global marketing issues and legal and ethical issues. Okay, now let's understand cybercrime. What is cybercrime? It is defined as a crime in which computer is the object of the crime or is used as a tool to commit an offense. Okay, so that's what we call it as a cybercrime. Okay, now there are different types of cybercrime. The first is hacking. This is a type of crime wherein a person's computer is broken into so that his personal or sensitive information can be accessed. Such people we call it as hacking. Such process we call it as hacking. Then the second is theft. This crime occurs when a person violates copyrights and downloads music, movies, games and softwares. We call it as theft. Then the third is cyber stacking. This is a kind of online harassment wherein a victim is subjected to barrage of online messages and emails. Typically, these stackers know their victims, and instead of resorting the offline stacking, they use internet to stack. Okay, so there is one more type of cyber crime, we call it as cyber stacking. Then identity theft. This has become a major problem with the people using internet for cash transaction and banking services. Many times you might have seen students, we have discussed in the classroom as well. In this cyber crime, a criminal accesses the data about the personal bank account, credit card information, the digits what are put on the credit cards, then CVV number, everything can be hacked by the people. We call it as identity theft. Then comes malicious software. Okay, these are internet-based software or programs that are used to disrupt a network. The software is used to gain access to a system, to steal sensitive information of the data or causing damage to the software present in the system. Then the last part is child soliciting and abuse. This is also a type of cybercrime wherein criminals solicit minors via chat rooms for the purpose of child pornography. Okay. Then the FBI, as we discussed many times, the FBI has been spending a lot of time in monitoring the chat rooms frequented by children with the hopes of preventing child abuse and soliciting. At the last slide, you can see some important terms. Please have a glance at this as well in Unit 1. One is strategy, then what is napkin plan, then the venture capital e-marketing plan, and cyber security. On these questions will be asked for 3 marks in your paper. Okay, so here we end Unit 1. Thank you so much. Okay.